Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero. We are back yet again talking about some Rippaverse Detractors because of course it's always coming from people that want to sell your product. They always want to sit up here and throw random posts out into the ether knowing that their audience isn't going to be intelligent enough to go out and do the research themselves. And this is why your audience is useless. Your audience is not even worth talking to because you'll sit up here and you'll circle jerk and regurgitate the same nonsense over and over without doing any kind of research. You'll just sit here and say the same crap all the time. Meanwhile, you got a crying frog baby over here. Oh, he doesn't. Eric July doesn't refer to me by his name, but he's gonna. But I'm gonna sit up here and I'm gonna call Renown Zero a different name that isn't him. Like, you're a hypocrite. If you want anyone to have any kind of respect for you that isn't outside of being a Pito Vito fan or a Dick Masterson fan, show some respect on people's names and actually name a person when you want to talk your nonsense. I'll literally call you out and call you Eat the Van Skyber and say you're a bitch. I will flat out call you as such because I'm not afraid to name you by what your name is. But you want to sit up here and talk about how everybody else does it, yet you're doing the same nonsense because you're a hypocrite. And the only way it seems that you could try to sell any of your product is when you try to crap on someone else's product, yet you want to sit up here and say, this is what Eric does. Eric always craps on Marvel and DC's product, and Eric does this, and Eric does that. Well, we're going to get right into it, just as usual, starting off with the Yara #1 campaign, currently sitting at $1.327 million, which the detractors will try to tell you that's not a lot of money. It's decreasing in sales, but we're not going to talk about Cyberfrog 2 because we really don't care what Cyberfrog 2 has got going on or what Cyberfrog in general got going on because reasons. Because it's a creator we like. Oh my god. Because the facts don't care about your feelings. Logic and facts don't register in your brains because you're all NPCs and you follow a cult leader and your IQ is that of a gnat. Over 16,600 books sold. The campaign will continue to go on until the estimated fulfillment start date of May 26, 2024. 9,762 purchasers, 442% sales goal, which again, the pre-order goal is 300K. So if you're over 300K, you're hitting profit margins. Easy. You're getting revenue. This is all revenue. 300K is all they needed to fulfill this campaign. Just like a Kickstarter, just like a Indiegogo would, except in this case, the books are already printed for you. The books are already done, and they'll be mailed to you, rather than you waiting year and a half, like some clowns would say that Eric should do. He should wait a year and a half or year to make a book. Yeah. Blade Devil 2 Chains of Blood, in demand right now, 156K. Get in where you fit in. If you want to get it on the first book, right here at Sick Fox Studios Limited, just for $10. Get in on it. So now we have to put up this funny tweet, because this is just the fact that what's going on here. From Jesse Stone saying, before the Fro Cult cries out, I compared ISOM 1 against a different book, different artist. I based it on art and page count. ISOM #1 is again the winner. Take a victory lap, Rippaverse, so many W's. Eric July sells comics, frog bread tubes to his tiny cult. Showing ISOM 1, a physical book that's actually there on the screen, and you have him just writing on a board saying, all caps comics snowman, hashtag where's snowman. Supposedly it went to the printer, meanwhile the dickhead known as Eat the Man Skyber didn't put the update on his campaign page for Snowman. He just put it on Twitter because, everybody has Twitter nowadays, and all the backers you have on Snowman apparently have Twitter, according to you, probably. This clown right here, Jay Bombacuk, oh my god, let me train you because you're a crack smoker who thinks I can't get women because I'm not built. I've seen a lot of fat motherfuckers out there that are not me. They like to claim I'm fat. Meanwhile, there are fat, irrelevant YouTubers that got accused of raping someone and drugging someone, yet you want to sit up here and call me a name that I have no association with, didn't say I was going to get called that, have no association with, but I have no respect for you. I already told you this in one of my other videos. I don't have any respect for your ass. And I said, been there, done that, because, again, holy crap, I have obsessed weirdos everywhere. What does Minecraft and AlphaCore have in common? Can someone please fact check me? You know what Minecraft and AlphaCore have in common? The fact that they're both relevant. The fact that people to this day are still playing Minecraft, just like there's still people to this day reading Alpha Core, saying how awesome it is, written by legendary Chuck Dixon, Batman writer. Hello. Because someone fact checked me, is it true that one of the stretch goals on one of the ISOM campaigns was to buy Eric a new van? Don't address my questions, just say $1 million campaign, straight NPC behavior. Meanwhile, coming from the guy who's constantly commenting on every single video that I make, even when it's not about Rippaverse related material, you're still in my comment section because you are a fucking loser. You have nothing going on in your life. This is what your life is. Me living in your head rent free, just like I'm living in EVS's head rent free and all your other clowns on YouTube. I live in all your heads rent free because I don't talk about certain YouTubers, but yet somehow my name's still in your fucking mouth. Some overweight, out of shape, irrelevant YouTubers who one of them challenged me to lifting shit, and I embarrassed him in front of his live stream because his bitch ass couldn't curl 25 pounds, fat motherfucker. Of course, you're not going to address anything. You follow with blind loyalty, misrepresenting now. You notice how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is all from one comment thread. And because I said he has been emotionally invested in my channel every time, considering he goes off topic on every video I do and makes a comment that has nothing to do with this video. This guy is always on my comment section every single day. I'm sure he'll be in the comment section of this video too. Let these open source fester and spew your bullshit. We'll bring them the light of Ethernet Skyper. No, there will be nothing but scabs. Fat face looking motherfucker. Oh yeah, total purchasers and books sold. Only counting the campaign numbers because you're a moron. Only counting the campaign numbers because that's all you have to go on. Meanwhile, he's well over 100,000 books, homie. Even this right here, if I just do a rough estimate of how many books are there, this is like 130,000 books. Holy crap. It must be so terrible that 130,000 books went directly to customers. Wow. Meanwhile, you dummies always bring up numbers of books sold for mainstream comics that go to comic shops, not direct to consumer. And you don't even bring up the fact that Alpha Core outsold Cyberfrog 2 with 2 campaigns. Cyberfrog 2 had a regular main campaign and a backup campaign, and Alpha Core is still outselling it. Still outselling it. And now, Yaira number 1, which, by the way, if Alpha Core number 1 was still at $35, I'm pretty sure it would have been over $2 million. Easily. Now that the book's sales purchase numbers are coming down, as in the book is being sold for less because Yaira is now a $25 book, just like a Cyberfrog, and double the page size, and written by actual writers. Of course, the numbers will be lower. The product is less. Also, not everyone shows up for every character. I make this comparison all the time with DC. Not everyone shows up for Batman. Not everyone shows up for Superman. Not everyone shows up for Wonder Woman. Now, if we go over the Marvel side, not everyone shows up for Spider-Man. Not everyone shows up for Venom. Not everyone shows up for Carnage. Not everyone shows up for Silk or Miles Morales, who's Miles Morales. Because I have to throw that in there because you clowns will get so butthurt over me saying Miles Morales is Miles Morales because it's an actual fact. I said this is better than EVS never hitting $1 million after Cyberfrog 2. All these books will sell more than Cyberfrog 2 as well. Also, all the books continue to sell after the fact that you're not counting the catch-up bundles from ISOM 2, Alpha Core, and Yaira. Keep coping. I'm sure one day you'll get a gig somewhere. I'm sure one day EVS will tell you, come y'all cover for me, come write for me, because you want to say you're a writer and a colorist with your 1,100 followers. Who cares? It foreshadows the end of the Ripperverse, shattered in pain and shame, lying in gaslight from the start and finish. And Eric July will never ever recover from it, even though he's made $9 million in revenue. Holy fuck. Okay, not 9 million, I exaggerated, but you get my point. This is at least 8 million in revenue. So maybe I was off by $1 million. Holy crap. So when that doesn't happen, because I've been hearing about the end for almost 2 years, are you going to shift the goalpost again? It's only a matter of time, Sturgis. Who is Sturgis, dog? It says Renowned Zero. It doesn't say Sturgis. Like a retard. Nice to interact with you. It's the first time of many to come. Here you have the not so rising numbers, because here you have a crack smoker that, oh my god, the numbers are lower even though each book is different. And by the way, in mainstream comics, the same shit happens, because from King Spawn 1 to King Spawn 2, there was at least an 85% dip, considering that King Spawn 1 sold 480,000 in the comic shops, and King Spawn 2 sold 75,000 in the comic shops. And that's two comic shops, not direct to consumer, whereas the numbers you're showing are direct to consumer. So please tell me how this only applies to Rippaverse. Oh wait, it only does apply to Rippaverse because you don't care about anything else. You only care about focusing and combing through a fandom that doesn't agree with you. That doesn't agree that ISOM 1 and 2 are a certain way. We agree that we like this stuff. We don't care that you don't like this stuff. Just shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. And again, as I've said before, Castlevania and Earthworm Jim are more relevant than Cyberfrog will ever be. Cope and fucking seethe and cry and moan and come up with all the excuses you need to. Please do. When the creative bar has been lowered to such an extreme, the line between parody and reality blur. This could 100% be a legit Dokuman card. Be great, quote unquote, because you clowns think be great is the same as do better. When literally all the man has ever told y'all is shut the fuck up, put your head down and keep working. Keep working on your stuff. Stop focusing on what other people are doing. The market will decide if the Rippaverse or All Caps Comics or Nine Lives Comics will survive at the end. You literally put a actual frog. You didn't even bother to do a cyber frog, like show actual cyber frog. They put, understand your joke probably is that there's supposed to be little effort in the cards. Meanwhile, none of you crack smokers really read any of the cards. You seem to be laser focused on the Santuan card, and I've even read the Santuan card in a video. And it just blows my mind that even in the power observation point, you focus on the fact that can't find the last name. Meanwhile, the portion that says power observation literally says he threw an inoperable military tank. So that gives you the idea, at least I would hope, that he's extremely strong. I would hope that would give people I would hope that would give people the ability to be like, oh yeah, this guy is amazing. This guy's super strong. He must be stronger than ISOM. And as far as the ISOM one goes, where it says he just be getting stronger, oh, I don't know. Maybe again you could theorize, oh, he's strong, but he has the ability to get stronger through battles, which is what a lot of people seem to theorize. Oh, I don't know. Because apparently you can't theorize anymore. There's no theorize. You got to be hand-fisted and fed every little bit of everything, because you clowns are so used to just being fed everything directly to you rather than you being able to think about it for just even a moment. And I said, you end up wondering why no one cares when you get canceled from conventions. Now, these idiots decided to misconstrue this as, I don't care that he got canceled. Meanwhile, I did 2 videos being against their cancellation at C2E2, including Anna. And I put posts saying I am for their ability to be at C2E2. And I got fucking smug comments from Shane Davis when I literally said, you should be able to be here. But you wonder why people are acting the way that they are, because you keep acting like smug assholes because you've been in the art business for as long as you have. That's what happens when you're in an industry for as long as you are. And then you crap all over your competition for no real reason other than he's more successful, or he should be doing it this way, or he should be doing it that way. But then you wonder why no one comes to your defense. I did. As much as EVS wishes I got doxxed, he was approving the fact that my family's faces got doxxed. He's constantly doing trash casts in spite of Yellow Flash and Eric July, and constantly trying to crap all over the FNT crew that they don't even care about him or talk about him or anything. I still said, you should be able to sell your products at C2E2. Go for it. But no, I get told, oh, this and that and that and this and that and the third. So now we're critiquing trading cards, which is supposed to be info dump as if it's story material or something. I'm confused. Those cards legit sound like they're written by a 7th grader during his lunch break. Yeah, and it sounds like crack smoking detractors read like they haven't surpassed a 3rd grade reading level. You got dumbasses acting as if Kanan White redrew Yaira. Meanwhile, you can go back and find other artwork by Deborah Carita on the internet that looks almost exactly like how Yaira looks. Because apparently someone giving direction on how to improve their artwork is somehow redrawing their artwork. They sold the cards on the basis of their looks. I don't give a flying F on how it's written. Big lenticular cards with nice drawings. They fail to even see because all they have is scans, right? And they probably watched one video where it's kind of hard to see the lenticular artwork on each card. And they're bigger than these whack trading cards that you get from Cyberfrog. The cards are like that big when from Cyberfrog, whereas the freaking cards are about that fucking big. I've shown them in videos. And I said, I've seen your Cyberfrog work next to Mindy Wheeler's art. It's not even close. You're educating your fan base. Okay, you're not the arbiter on what's good art and what isn't. The customer ultimately decides whether or not something is good. This just sounds like people aren't allowed to like things because you say so because you're in the field of art. The market ultimately decides what stays relevant and what artwork stands the test of time. That's why anything you could look at from someone like an Alex Ross, and I hate to say it, even a Jim Lee, people will still say that artwork looks amazing. But I digress. Mr. Toxicity says, how come you ignored Mindy's art challenge, Mr. Expertise? Yeah, because Mindy Wheeler challenged you and said, let's have an art drawing contest, you and her. Why'd you decline it? Because you hate the person? So? It's Clown World. But let's not talk about how I put in $132 into Godlike 3 fucking years ago, and your estimated delivery was September 22nd. I put in for the creator's signature tier. Just saying. This person, because again, your whole group of fans don't do any research or anything, Sturgis confirms he's okay with canceling as long as it's people he approves of. I said, hashtag who is Sturgis. Also, thanks for playing 2 videos against the cancellations. Now you can kindly go sit down in the corner and shut the fuck up. So I got a video of me talking about the cancellation of Anna That Star Wars Girl and Shane Dave and CG, as in Shane Davis, Ethan Van Sciver, and Jon Malin. To which you respond with, oh, I would never watch your videos. Who knew? Yes, because you're in a fucking cult and you listen and regurgitate everything your cult leader tells you. At the very least, Eric July says, here's the information and here's what I'm telling you, and says, I'm not making this up. Go look and fact check for yourself. He actually encourages people to do the research themselves and look at what he's talking about, outside of him just talking about it. Or see the post where I was against it. You know why that is? It's because you're in a cult where you just regurgitate and listen to whatever your cult leader tells you to do without doing proper research. That's why I'll never take none of you clowns serious and just point, laugh, and monetize you. And we have Vonster, who says, why would anyone in their tight mind, by the way, it's supposed to be right mind, since everybody wants to correct my spellings when I'm on mobile phones a lot of times, and my freaking hands are bigger than my freaking phone keys, and sometimes autocorrect is ass. Give a guy $10 a month to be called a mid-mac. Oh, you mean those memberships that no longer exist because they got merged with the Rippaverse membership? Holy crap, guess that exclusive wallpaper lightens the sting. And I said, try again, clown. How about shutting the fuck up and be great? Those lower money having campaigns ain't going to sell themselves. Aren't you launching Terror in the Trenches Volume 2? How about promote that instead of lying on somebody's name? So I just presented the newest version of the membership he's talking about. $10 a month, you get 15% off merch, you still get those exclusive wallpapers, and you got early access to pre-orders. Wow. Oh my god, because people don't spend like $20 a month on Netflix and $15 a month on Hulu. If people are interested in this, they're allowed to choose this. They're allowed to do this. It is an optional thing. It's not a mandatory thing in order for you to pre-order a Rippaverse book. He does it again here. It's also valueless. If you pay the top fee of $100, you get free shipping and a discount that doesn't pay off in any real way because everything is overpriced from the start. This isn't good business, in my opinion. Really. I've seen people save loads of money, by the way, by using these the top tier membership. Which, by the way, once again, you know why he went from $100 to $50 a month for the highest tier? Oh, I wonder why. It's because the actual fans that care about this universe gave him criticism saying this was too much. So he figured out a way so he could get the prices down. Half the price. All the same benefits, probably more benefits than there were before. I said, you pay so much attention to what someone else is doing that you legitimately have retards on the post that don't do any kind of research. You sit up here hating on someone else. You're an effing joke. Sell your books. It's $50. You get 30% off plus free shipping. You still get that early access and those exclusive wallpapers. You also get free priority shipping. You still get that free priority shipping. To which, RPX always has to check me. I appreciate RPX. He's always checking me. Brings me back to earth sometimes. You are aware he's one of EVS's homeboys. Yes, I do. So this was you on a recent Trashcast talking about how Eric doesn't take criticism because you regurgitate the same garbage that EVS says because he's a failed comic book pro, failing in indie comics because he hasn't had a campaign hit $1 million since Cyberfrog 2. And he's put out Cyberfrog 3, Rainbow the Brute, Fearsome, the stupid car crap, the action figures. He hasn't had a single campaign hit $1 million. You know who said that? The Quartering. You know what ended up happening? He started attacking the Quartering when Quartering was showing him his own freaking mirror and telling him he's an a-hole and showing him who he really was and said, I told you so. Let's listen to what this idiot had to say.
It's like a guy just kind of talking down to people and hiding at the same time. If he says something, he has a really hard time ever having to change it later and admit that he made a mistake.
Oh, you mean those videos where people were pointing out that there were grammatical errors in ISOM 1 and 2 that he addressed? Those things? Oh, the memberships being too much? Oh, the international shipping being too much? All those things that he got down, which people actually applauded him when they were purchasing books saying, oh my God, look how cheap the international shipping is. It's awesome that I get to enjoy your universe because the shipping has been lowered. Because international shipping in general for pricing has always been ass. It's always been shit. Regardless of what Eric does, the international shipping price has always been garbage for everything. Every single thing.
It seems like his entire marketing of himself, or how he sees himself, he got too comfortable being a YouTuber who's always right, who always wins every debate.
So if he wins every debate, that means he's always right. If he's winning debates, that means he's correct. Usually when you win a debate, you're usually correct.
Infallible. His marketing is based on him always being right in his mind instead of just being a human being. And so everything's disregarded. The art is disregarded. Everything's soulless. Everything's corporate speak. It's like
everything is soulless. Meanwhile, he's still selling books. Everything is soulless. Remember, these are the people who were for people showing a guy, a fat, overweight person, showing up to his warehouse uninvited, and then clowns turning around and saying, well, he said that guy should have been aired out. He said that guy. No, never said that. No one's yet presented a clip where he actually said that, because it's hilarious that these people always throw out some bullcrap into the ether and think, oh, yeah, he's not going to do any research. Yeah, your clown-ass audience never does any research. Your clown audience never does any research. I do the research and I present the facts. You clowns just don't like being shown the facts. You don't like people to see the facts. You like people to be living in a delusion of the nonsense that you spew. And it's annoying. It's annoying. Oh, well, we want Eric's business to improve. Then shut the fuck up. And give real criticism, not some bullcrap from a guy who likes to dress up as a cow and get fucked in the ass. Should definitely take criticism from a guy who wants a business to burn because of my bad art.
Politician getting in trouble every
Like,
time
how
he
can I
talks.
get out of this conversation? How can I what combination of words can I use to shut you up?
Yeah.
To confuse you and rope-a-dope you so you stop questioning me, which is what it is. Which is why again I point to the Nick Rekieta thing, where Nick Rekieta just forced him, over and over again to address the same simple point: is your
So here's the thing. When he's saying here what people feel is okay isn't a point of contention, yes, the facts don't care about your feelings. He's going to talk about the Nick Rekieta and the gates of the warehouse. It doesn't matter whether or not there were gates in front of a warehouse that people are working in. It's the fact that a psychopath decided to show up talking about, I'm going to be open carrying next time. That's the point. These clowns just don't care about people's safety while at their workplace. Eric has the responsibility of making sure his coworkers, his employees, are safe where they're working at, away from psychopaths that want to choose to do harm to someone that has nothing to do with what Eric is saying. Because you guys are so pussy that you would go after innocent people for a joke, or you would go to their people's grave sites because it's a joke, bro. Fuck off. Here's your campaigns, Vonster. How about you make more than 6 figures on one campaign? How about have more campaigns that have 6 figures? Oh, let's see. What's the next one? 96K. What's the next one? Oh, you dipped to 16K. Oh, I wonder why. Oh, because not everyone shows up for every single thing that comes up. It's the same nonsense people try to use with Rippaverse. Oh, why did these people show up for Alpacore or Yaira? Did everyone show up for this one? That showed up for this? Or this? What about this one? What about this one? Where you just 2 days ago, 10 backers from 250 on Indiegogo. So that means in 3 days you earned, what, 38 backers? That's not a big, huge thing. And then you have it on Fund My Comic as well. So if we add these two numbers, you're sitting at what? Just slightly over 23K with 379 backers? Meanwhile, people that get something like Ariel the Mermaid had like 389 backers with 20K. I wonder why. Do you see the person that made that book out here complaining about what someone else is doing? Absolutely not. They're probably working on their book and making more of them. You have a second book that you need to be worried about rather than what other people are spending their money on. Because clearly no one wants to spend their money on your stuff. And that's why you're so butthurt like EVS. It's always some clown that always wants to sell you something. I'm always showing people that want to sell you something. Jon Malin is supposed to be selling you books. Shane Davis is supposed to be selling you books. EVS is supposed to be selling you books. Vonster is supposed to be selling you books. That Thunderduck guy, I'm pretty sure he's selling a book. Every single one of them are so butthurt because Eric says words they don't like. It's SJW nonsense every single time. And they're never going to understand that nobody in this fandom gives a fuck. Oh, he uses 3D assets. So does manga. And manga's kicking Western comics ass, and their storytelling is better. And their characters are better. And I can actually follow along with a manga. If I want to pick up a manga, let's say I want to pick up One Piece, where do I start? Oh, I just go to book number 1. If I want to pick up Jujutsu Kaisen, where do I start? Oh, book number 1. If I want to pick up Shaman King, where do I start? Book number 1. I don't have to worry about massive reboots and multiverses and one-shots and this and that. No, I start from book number 1 when I go pick up a manga. That's why manga's more appealing than the mainstream comic industry in the West. Because it's more accessible. And that's one of the problems that Eric July has decided to solve. The fact that you don't have to worry that later down the line, you can't just pick up ISOM 1 and begin with the story. You'd have to worry about some multiverse or some reboot. It's part of his code of ethics. Whereas the stories matter. Right now, the stories don't matter in mainstream comics. That's why they're dying. That's why they're being outsold by things like Yaira and Alpha Core and Isom. And I'm sure you're gonna have clowns out there when Mike Barron's Gooding book comes out. They're gonna probably find some way to attack him because it's just a never-ending cycle of everyone being attacked. They've attacked Eric. They've attacked Andrew. They've attacked I think Alex. They've attacked Chuck Dixon, Joe Bennett. Even Shane Davis's wife is guilty of calling Joe Bennett an anti-Semite. We've already shown this in the last video. And then they went after the Soskas with their 10-year-old tweets and horror movies. Oh my God, horror movies! But you clowns will let in the water sport pornographers. And then the Katie did F's dogs over there, and the grifters with Tony. And Mint Salad is another grifter. Oh, look at me and my Yaira cosplay for a universe I don't care about. The fuck out of here, man. She sounds like one of those e-girls out there that she just puts the freaking outfit on, even though she don't know a goddamn lickety shit about the character at all. But I think I've done enough ranting. We're over 31 minutes here. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit the like button, comment below if you feel all this, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all, that way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video or live stream, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.